Hey guys, so first I'll go around this machine and show you some of the features it's got and all that, and then we'll take it for a test drive. You can see how she goes. Today I got a 2001. This is an Arctic Cat 400 4x4. Arctic Cat really didn't have a model name. They called this. The model before it was they did call it a Bearcat 454. This is kind of derived off that. This is a little bit smaller stroke in the engine than the 454, so it revs a little quicker. I guess, I mean, not quite as much torque, but this thing's in overall pretty good shape. Being a 01, now it's was it 21, so it's 20 years old. Yeah, this has got a 371cc liquid cooled 4-stroke engine in it, so should be very reliable. It's a semi-automatic. It's got 5 gears, high range with the rocker shifter, and then you can put it in low range also, and then you got 5 gears and low. So there's a lot of selections you can have. So you can, this little 371cc, you can get quite a bit out of it. This machine here has 49 miles, so about 4,300 miles. It does have a fuel gauge, but this one's a little corroded, so you can't really read it great. Nice big comfy seat on it, heavy duty racks. So this machine has it's got an independent front suspension on it, like most newer quads. Tires are definitely beat on this thing, but they all hold air. Now in the back, it's got that Arctic Cat called a ACT, independent rear suspension. So if you're looking at this, you're saying, yeah, that's a straight axle. It is, but it actually pivots. So it can go, like this, whereas a normal, say, Honda, Yamaha straight axle can just go up and down. So it is independent, not each tire, but, it can sway. So this should give you a pretty good ride compared to the normal straight axles. And for towing, it works better than a normal independent because you have no squat to your rear axle. You're putting all the weight on the tires instead of the body. So we're gonna give this thing a whirl, and you can see how it goes. It actually goes pretty good for for what it is. These Arctic Cats are built like tanks. They really are. Up front, they come up with full CV boot guards, which is good. Nowadays, your machines barely have anything on there. But yeah, let's give her a whirl. You can see how she goes. Okay, let's hop on this thing, try her out. So this one's got electric start. It's also got a manual recoil for a backup, which is always good to have. So on these Cats, one click forward is ignition on, lights off. One more click will turn your lights on, so you gotta remember that. So electric start, and make sure, so this is your neutral reverse lever, so you gotta make sure it's in neutral. Well, or you can start it in gear as long as you hold the brake. I forgot on these ones you can do that. Just like that, she's running, sounds good. I'll show you this rocker. So you never really, hopefully you can see this, you never really actually shift up with your foot like a normal shifter. So to shift up, you click down on the rear, and then to shift down, you click down on the front. So it works pretty slick. Takes some getting used to, because if you're used to, like a dirt bike or other standards that you click up, but it does work pretty slick. So I'll take it through this little bit of trail, and then when I'm done, I'll take it up the road, and we'll do like a top top speed, give you an idea of how this thing goes. So I like to run it in high range. I'll put it in low range, show you the difference. This is high range right now. First gear shows you here. So let's go. Nice and quiet, 4-stroke. So there's no clutch on this, semi-automatic. You just let go of the gas, kick it into gear, whatever gear you want. So we got a little snow melt, obviously. Winter's ending. I'm supposed to get a little more snow tomorrow, but right now we don't. So this machine is actually full-time, four-wheel drive. A little icy, and like I said, the tires aren't the greatest, but she's grabbing. So no RPM, no tack gauge on this thing. You just kind of, you know, you get a feel for when it needs to be shifted. Speedometer works, so we're in the second gear right now. I'll close this thing. And you know, it'll go. It's got decent power. This third gear. Now with this machine, you definitely feel the body roll as to a normal solid straight axle in the back, which is good for the ride, but it just it does roll around corners a little bit more. This thing, I think they claim it weighs around 630 pounds or so. That's probably dry weight. So by the time you add your fuel, your oil, this thing holds like 4 quarts of oil, which is good. A lot of the newer rigs don't hold quite that much. Yeah, so brake, you got your one brake lever. This controls all of them. And then you got a foot brake, which is just the rear. A little squeaky. This thing's been sitting a little while. But so, yeah. So we'll turn around, get down to the road. I'll show you, you know, like I said, I'll show you the high range, low range. The low range is definitely it's short gearing, very short gearing. Great for pulling, you know. These single cylinders, you can really lug them. They, you know, you can ride this thing 4th gear, 5th gear all day long. Barely give it any gas, it'll just go. This motor, it's actually made by Suzuki. Most of the older cats were made by Suzuki. Very tough, reliable motors. Now this thing's nothing special, but it's, you know, a good solid rig. It actually rides really nice. So I'll show you what I mean when I say we'll put it in low range. So we're in low, kick it into first. Yeah, it's definitely low range. So you can, you know, this thing's revving right now. We're doing like 5 miles an hour. Second gear, third gear, fourth gear, fifth gear. So very low geared. You know, it's got more to go, but no, I think probably top end, revving it right out would be 30 miles an hour in low range. So for trail riding, you don't really want to be in low. It's good for pulling trailers, good for that. This thing's rated to tow a little over 1,000 pounds, I believe. We'll put it back in high range, and then I'll show you. So this is first, second, third. We'll hit the road and see if we can get her up into the I don't know if she'll do 50 or not. Not sure. Alright, stop here. Revving there. That's you know, 45. You don't want to be at that for too long. Yeah, I'd say probably 45 top speed. You might be able to get 46, 47 out of it. Seems to cruise real nice around 40. You know, you're not over revving or anything like that, so if you're gonna do mostly work, a little bit of trail, or even if you're gonna do trail, this is a nice machine, but it can definitely you can do some nice trail riding with it, or some yard work. Yeah, it's a good solid Arctic cat. Purrs like a kitten. Well, that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I don't know if there's many Cat 400s on here, so figured I'd give you a little look, a little test drive. Have a good day.